Ready?
I'm a Barbie girl and a Barbie girl. Life in plastic, it's fantastic. You can brush my hair, well, you all can figure out the rest of this lyric. If you've ever heard of this song, you were either a Barbie doll fanatic, or you had a little sister or little cousin that always played with their Barbie dolls. For generations, many girls have been playing with her, creating vivid fantasies for both her and all of her friends. But what makes Barbie, Barbie? Today I'm going to be informing you the history behind the Barbie doll and how she has impacted women across the world, specifically speaking her positive and negative influences. On March 9th, 1959, a star was born. The Barbie doll was introduced to the New York Toy Fair, where she shocked tons of toy critics and other toy competitors. Nobody had seen anything like this, what with her realistic figure and all of her many possible clothing choices. But what many people came to realize was that this is what little girls were waiting for, a doll that could be just like them. Creator Ruth Handler, who is also a co-founder of Mattel Creations, was inspired to create the Barbie doll after watching her daughter Barbara and all of her little friends play with paper fashion dolls instead of regular baby dolls. It was at this point she realized that little girls needed a doll that could best represent them, but also a doll that they could pretend what their dreams and future life choices would be. Sorry about that. In her autobiography, Dream Doll, The Ruth Handler Story, Ruth said, "While unlike playing with a baby doll in which the little girl is pretty much assuming the role of mommy, Barbie has always represented the fact that a woman has choices." As she was entering the workforce, Barbie started to mold a developing pattern. Vision.org says, Barbie's early professions were limited to those appropriate for a woman in the early 1960s. Fashion model, student teacher, nurse, ballerina, flight attendant. But even so, Barbie represented choice and independence. As the years went by, Barbie's professions progressed into more other careers. For example, race car driver, Olympian, and even to a pop star. Vision.org also said, and quoted, "Ruth Handler insisted that Barbie always follow the trends. She didn't create them." Barbie's career changes have been a mirror image of the many career paths that women can choose throughout their lifetime. Even though Barbie has positive influences, she can also have negative influences upon little girls. When we're children, the toys we play with supposedly influence us. Some examples would be like playing with plastic pots and pans, representing house, doctor's kits, and even your regular old baby doll. Girls, assuming the role of mom. But how does Barbie have a negative influence on us? Well, a website called Mirror Mirror says, well, the average American girl grows up surrounded by the Barbie body image. Like I said before, toys can influence us, so naturally, Barbie can also be an influence upon us as well. If Barbie were a real woman, she would be about 5'6" and weigh 120 pounds. Her measurements would be 38 by 18 by 34. So what does this body image teach our children? It teaches them to strive, it teaches them to be thin, desirably thin. And it teaches them to strive for an unrealistic body image. Excuse me. So what does this unrealistic body image affect? How does it affect women? Well, it can affect them when they are diagnosed with an eating disorder. The Alliance for Eating Disorders Awareness reports that 70 million people worldwide suffer from eating disorders. About 90% of those people with eating disorders are young women between the ages of 12 and 25. Keep in mind that these women probably played with one or more Barbie dolls before they were even diagnosed with their eating disorder. disorders do have other factors that can cause them to be diagnosed in women, but this idea can play an intricate part with them. So, after all the years of being on the toy market, Barbie has racked up her share of influences, whether they be good or bad. But I'd like to end on a positive note. When asked about why she made the Barbie doll, Ruth Handler once said, "My whole philosophy of Barbie was that through the doll, the little girl could be anything she wanted to be. Barbie always represented the fact that a woman has